Hey, what's up, guys? It's LOZA. Today we're looking at my Dark Magician, well, more like Dragoon Turbo build. So we'll be focusing on this guy right here and all the ways we can summon him with the engines you can see below. So let's get into it. We'll save the extra deck and the side deck for a little later and get straight on into the main. So we've got the double Dark Magician to start us off. Got them quarter century rares, you got to do it. Card is still a brick, so you still only want to play the two. Two is good, and two lines up with our ref ratio, which will make more sense later if you are new to the channel. Then we've got the main card you're going to search of Illusion of Chaos when you're going first and you've established Ref Dragoon. This is what you're going to be searching. You're not really going to summon this, you're just going to search it because obviously Ref doesn't let you summon. So then when you do open up Illusion of Chaos with, your friend Ref, you're kind of like, well, what do I search off this? So you're going to go and get yourself Apprentice. All right, next, one Rod, because in this build, we've got a lot of cards that take away our normal summon, but this is here because it's very searchable, so it's just there in case. In case you need it, you've got your Magician's Rod as your normal summon, but overall, it's not really needed. We've got 3 copies, that's right, 3 copies, without Toy Box in this build, by the way. 3 copies of Magician Souls, got to have the quarter century rares. The main reason they're in here at 3 is because I have the quarter century rares, I'm not going to lie. It probably should be a 2 in a build like this, which will probably be what I'll do moving forward. But, I'm still flexing the new rarities because it's very fun and cool. And it's making me play the game again, guys. I've been out of locals for a bit, but honestly, these new rarities is bringing me back. I don't know why. It sounds really dumb, but it is. 2 Illusion of Chaos because card good, also quarter century rare. So you got to play it. I don't think we need a third because I am opting to play the Preparation of Rites, also quarter century rare, as kind of my third copy of Illusion of Chaos. So I'm just going to put it in here like that. And the main theory behind this, right, is, well, opening up triple Illusion of Chaos does nothing. Even double Illusion of Chaos is pretty terrible. So worst case scenario here, you can never open all 3 Illusion of Chaos because you'll open 2 Illusion of Chaos and one of the Preparation of Rites. And the Preparation of Rites, of course, is a spell, which means Illusion of Chaos can get Souls. Souls can at least send the Preparation of Rites. So it's just kind of confirming that you'll never brick on Illusion of Chaos, if that makes sense. Some people might be like, how can you brick on it? It's basically Rotor for the deck and you keep it in your hand. Well, that's the thing. You keep it in your hand after your Rotor. So it's a bit weird. You kind of only ever need one. So it does feel good to play it like this. And yes, playing the prep into Illusion of Chaos means you can get drolled. Honestly, this build's trying to ref. Like, if we get drolled, we're like, we don't give a shit. Ref. So it's pretty hilarious the amount of times my opponent has drolled me. I've also gone like Red Eyes Insight and been drolled, It's like, Red Eyes Insight, search ref, and they droll. And I'm like, cool, bro. Anyway, ref. Like, unless you got Ash, like, I really don't care. And that's kind of the theme of this deck. Unless your opponent has Ash, you're kind of just going into Dragoon, more or less. There are some cases where that won't be the case, and, well, let's have a look at them. This will end the Dark Magician monster lineup. I know Prep's technically not a DM monster, but you know what I mean. It's basically a DM monster in a build like this. So it's nice to have that consistency while still having it as a different named card, the Preparation of Rites, if that makes sense. All right, moving on to the spells and traps to accompany our good friend, the Dark Magician. So we've got the 1 Circle, because very searchable card. 1 Soul Servant. Yeah, we've gone down to 1 of this, and there's a couple of reasons. Well, there's always the reason of, we're only playing DM. There's no DMG, there's no Mana, Mahad, etc., etc. So you can make the argument like, well, it's only ever going to be good if you see it with Circle, and that's kind of the case. Because a lot of the times we're not going to be able to draw off its effect, and you'll see why later, and another reason why Magician's Soul should be cut. But anyway, we also have Salvation, QCR. Main reason we're playing it again, because this is kind of just a dead card slot a lot of the time, though it can be good with Terraforming, so it's all right. Terraforming is kind of a toolbox in this deck, and you can play like Chicken Game, you can play Village, and then another way to Eternal Soul is always nice. So the Dark Magician spell trap lineup is going to look like this, literally 1-1-1-1. Honestly, a lot of today these cards just didn't matter, or they got discarded, so they either did nothing on the field, and I either won or lost regardless of what they were doing, or they sat in the hand, and I also won or lost, regardless of what they were doing. So I think it really goes to show how weak the DM cards are nowadays. Trust me, guys, even if I built my whole deck with these cards, they still wouldn't do much. I can confirm that as a long-time DM player. So You know, before anyone in the comments has a big cry that, oh, he's not playing enough DM spells and traps. Well, no, guys, they're just kind of bad. That will end the Dark Magician engine. Yes, that's it. I think that's about 20, probably less than 20 cards. If you think about it, most decks play their engine and core at about that. So let's leave the DM core right there. And we'll move on to, not the hand traps, let's go to my favorite engine. Everyone who watches LOZA videos knows what this is. This is going to be our Red Eyes engine. So let's talk about all the magical cards here. Red Eyes Fusion, first of all, best card in the deck. Why? Summon Dragoon and put Dark Magician in the grave. Like, hello? Honestly, if you play DM, it's pretty much everything you could want out of a DM card. I know it's not a DM card, but I mean, if you're willing to play like generic cards in your deck, like think of this as a generic card. Don't think of it as a Red Eyes card. Who gives a shit that it says Red Eyes Fusion? It may as well say Dragoon Fusion. Like, honestly, this card is so good. You just have to play it if you're playing DM, in my opinion. You can obviously play Branded Fusion as well, and we'll get to that shortly. So, the bricks, you have to play with it. Of course, playing a card this powerful comes at a cost. We've got double vanilla Red Eyes here, but of course, we had to do it to him. Now, the double vanilla Red Eyes is here for a pretty good reason. It kind of enables Ref to be not only activated once, but activated twice. And along with the 2 Dark Magician, I'm sure you can see what's going on here. Like, yes, that's 4 bricks off the bat, but it enables double Ref. Now, obviously, you're not going to be refing twice in the same turn unless you've got some sort of trap that doubles up on a fusion effect kind of thing on your opponent's turn. But the reason you want to play this many copies is 1 Dragoon normally gets outed, but I do find your opponent can sometimes just not have a way to game because of the awkward way they had to out Dragoon. And then next turn, if you're able to follow up with a second Dragoon, man, you just win the game then and there, and it's kind of hilarious. Now, the consistency part of this package, of course, having to play 3 copies of Ref is great, but having 2 bricks is not great. Like a 3-to-2 ratio is not great. So Insight's here to kind of help with that. Insight will put Meteor Dragon, now we don't play Wyvern anymore, Meteor Dragon in the grave, and then you're able to go and search your copy of Red Eyes Fusion. So you've now got 6 copies of the best spell in your deck. You know, the spell that mills DM and gives you an all-powerful god boss monster all in the 1 card that only loses to 1 hand trap. I'm just going to say it again. Play damn freaking Ref. Like, I know it loses to Ash, but guys, the amount of excuses and copium I hear from DM players saying, like, I need to do DM play, so I can't play Ref because I have to normal Rod. It's like, what are you doing? Normaling Rod and getting what? Like, who cares, bro? Just play Ref. Like, it's just better. So anyway, also, until you know the feeling of top decking Ref in like a neutral game state where both players have like kind of got nothing to do, you open Ref in that game state or Ref going second and you just like win. It's crazy. So many games going second, you can just win. And you know DM struggles going second, right? It's going first, set up spells and trap stack. Going second, you just blast Ref. If they don't have a way to negate it, fantastic. You just win. You pop 2 and you swing for game. It's crazy. So anyway, Insight does help with consistency, and it also puts Meteor Dragon in the grave. Meteor Dragon's got that nifty effect. You can banish it from the grave, except the turn it was sent there, and search Ref from grave or deck. So, hey, this is essentially 7 copies of Ref. This is only Ref on turn 2, but still, 6 ways to Ref and 1 way to Ref next turn. Like, that's kind of insane. So I'm a big fan of this engine. This engine definitely carries the DM deck. So yeah, let's go Red Eyes. Big shout out to my boys. All right, the new engine. All the Matchy fans in the chat get excited because you probably saw me drop that Albaz on the table. That's right, it's 3 Branded Fusion and 1 Albaz. Yep, I'm doing it. I'm putting Ref and I'm putting Branded Fusion in a deck together, and I haven't done this since Branded Fusion came out. And the main reason I did it back then was I wasn't sure, you know, how bad it would be together, and it was okay. I think it's better now. Why is it better now? Well, it's because I got another card that I'll show you a little bit later. It is good that I finally got the card because it really helps with just making this a bit more consistent. So, yeah. 3 Branded Fusion and 1 Fallen of Albaz. Nothing else in the Branded engine, mind you. It's a kind of a Master Duel Branded engine where, well, Branded Fusion's no longer at 3 on Master Duel. But when it was, you could just do this in DM and kind of have a good time, right? Because Anaconda existed. Let's put that over here. So we're going to get on to one more engine before we find out how the Branded Fusion ties in pretty nicely to the list. But if you saw the Golden Sock profile, you probably might have an idea. So, we've got the Triple Nadir. Notice all these packages open with like a cracked spell that you're meant to play at 3. And then normally a brick card accompanying it. Oops, sorry. So in this case, of course, triple Ref, triple Insight with the the Meteor is the brick. The brick's here Red Eyes. The brick's here is Albaz. Like, right? You get what I'm saying? We need this for DM. We need a spell that does this in DM. Otherwise, I just got to keep playing other decks, you know, engines and versions, unfortunately. So anyway, to round out our Nadir / Dogmatica engine, we've got the one Ecclesia because it specials itself for free, and then you can go and get yourself Fleur de Lis. Gives you some nice interaction if you don't have a way to ref, but you do have a way to maybe Nadir. But also the Schism. The Schism is good. The Schism means when you open ref and Nadir or Branded Fusion and Nadir, oh my lord, you can pop off. If you happen to open Branded Fusion in Nadir, obviously you get to your Dragoon, and because a fusion monster's on the field and you're not locked out of you're locked out of the extra, but you're not locked out of specialing, right? So you can just special out Ecclesia, special out Fleur, and your Nadir can set up your Schism play for your opponent's turn as well while you're doing that. Or you probably don't special out the Fleur, but you add it to hand, you know what I mean? So that's really good. If Branded Fusion opens with Nadir, obviously you can do some crack stuff, and that's really cool. But still, in saying that, if you open ref and Nadir, everyone used to complain, oh, if I ref, I can't do anything else. Well, no, you're wrong. So you can activate ref, get your Dragoon, or even if you get ashed, right? You get ashed, so you either get Dragoon or you don't. Doesn't really fucking matter. What you're going to be able to do from there is activate Nadir for free, basically. Go get Ecclesia, send Alkaline to the graveyard from your wonderful extra deck, bam. Search yourself your Schism, bam, and then you can make window on your opponent's turn. Now, you do need to have a Dark in grave, and if you did get ashed on ref, well, guess what? That Dark is no longer in your grave. You normally want to banish your Red Eyes, send off ref to, you know, make this Alkaline. Oh, sorry, make this window using the Alkaline, because you do need to use a Dark and your Alkaline. So, typically, another thing you can do, and I guess another reason it's good, I am playing Magician Souls at 3. You can actually use Magician Souls without using the summon part. So you can use Magician Souls, send a DM, or even an Illusion of Chaos if you don't want to mill the DMs too early. And you literally just say, I'm using the second effect, send this card to the grave and special summon a Dark Magician, and then you just go, I can't do the effect, or like, I can't because I'm locked out from ref. You can still do that. So this card is still Foolish Burial, even under the restriction of ref. So just keep that in mind, because a lot of people don't seem to know that. It's a pretty niche ruling, but if you try it on a sim, that's exactly how it works. So go give it a shot if you don't believe me. But, you know, that is a very simple ruling. People say, oh, the sim's bugged. But, like, guys, it's a pretty simple ruling. Like, the sims get it right for a reason. Anyway, Nadir engine quite good, regardless of whether you have ref or Branded Fusion. Because, once again, under just ref, obviously you don't summon your Dogmaticas. You search Ecclesia, and more importantly, you get Schism. Set Schism, right? So, if you have Dragoon and Schism set, like, you have a pretty fucking good board, I'm going to say. I find it quite good anyway. And if you have your side deck card Village with that, man, you kind of just win the game. Not going to lie. It's pretty sensational. Okay, we need to move on to the final part of the deck, which is like the hand traps and stuff. But it's also got a beautiful card in there I wanted to show off. I've saved it till the end. So I think I'm going to actually go and get it out though. One of the reasons we're able to play all these magical engines together is Pot of Prosperity. I finally picked myself up 3 copies of this bad boy, and of course, what you do is you flip top 6. It's as simple as that. Your opponent does take half damage, but normally it's worth it even if you're going second because you confirm ref, or you confirm called by, or you confirm cross out, which we're going to get into very soon. So I'm going to leave Prosperity over here because the amount of times you use it to confirm a card I'm going to show very soon is kind of insane. I'll show you the cards that you're looking for off it, but I mean, it is pretty freaking straightforward, guys. If you do activate Prosp, you're going to be looking for Ref, you're going to be looking for Branded Fusion, and lastly, you're going to be looking for Nadir. Now, preferably, you want to find like one of these two, and then this. So it's either one of these, preferably Ref, and then this. Branded is better as a follow-up than Ref, kind of. I don't know. Like, you just want Ref most of the time, but Branded Fusion's still good. Anyway, you want one of these and one of this. And, you know, the pot helps you get there. But ultimately, Ref is still the king of everything. Anyway, Pot of Prosperity can also help us get into a number of things here. So let's just go over this. These are obviously nowhere near as good. But Imperm, it can get you an Imperm. Cool. It can get you an Availer. Cool. But most importantly, well, not Ash, but, you know, it can get you an Ash as well. Most importantly, it can get you into one of these 3 cards. So it can get you into 2 of your crossout, or one of your 2 crossouts, or you're called by the grave. I should probably be playing a 3rd crossout instead of a 3rd Magician Souls, but you know what? That's all right. What's cool about this little package of hand traps is it's very generic. You can pretty much hit most decks you're going to verse. And the called by and crossout targets here are quite good. I would say a triple tactics talent would be really good in here as a good cross out target for when they try to, triple tactics talent steal your Dragoon. That would be a fantastic addition to this deck. I still don't know tactics, but I'll probably get one very soon. But in terms of the deck, that is everything in the main. So yeah, I'm very happy with this list. I will probably change some things, and unfortunately, it'll probably mean cutting some of the DM engine, because sadly, this is still the weak part of the deck. It does give the deck follow-up, so like when your Dragoon gets out or your opponent doesn't kill you and you have to play, like it is great to have Magician Souls and like pop off with that card. Absolutely fantastic, but at the end of the day, I think maybe even slimming this engine some more could be good. Illusion of Chaos is nice, and Souls can be nice in certain scenarios. Even Apprentice, I would say, is nice sometimes, but I don't know. The DM engine is lacking, that's for sure. It's definitely the weakest part of the deck here, dare I say. Anyway, let's go through the extra deck. Dragoon, number 1. This is the Starlight Dragoon. You've got to play it. It's beautiful. I love it. Quarter Century Rare Dragoon. This is also beautiful, but guess what? You also have to play it, so make sure you get yourself one of each. Oh, and don't forget your ulti Dragoon. You've got to have one of all of the ultis, well, one of all the rarities, I'm trying to say. Once you've got all 3 of your Dragoons, then you can be a real Dragoon enjoyer. Did I summon more than 1 Dragoon today? Yes, I summoned 2. Did I ever summon the 3rd? No, but I did have my Dragoon ripped from my extra deck when I versed Kashtira. Actually, no, they didn't rip one because they saw I had 2 and they didn't bother. I'd already banished 1 off Prosp, and then they saw there was 2 Dragoons, so they just banished, what did they banish? My access code or something. My Mirror Jade, which is coming up soon. So that's pretty funny. So yeah, you could probably get away with 2. I'm once again flexing my new rarities because they're new. And yeah, I keep doing that in deck profiles. I gotta stop. I gotta play optimally soon, but till then, we're being a muppet. This is just your little Shadol package for your Nadir's Servant. So this is the card you send, Alkaline, and this is the card you make on your opponent's turn, Window. Window is great. It just says your opponent doesn't get to play, really. It can't be destroyed by card effects, and each player can only special once, so it's pretty cool, but Kashtira just beat over it, and there's some other decks that just don't care. So it's not the best package all the time. There's definitely decks where you can get them with the good old Schism set, and it's pretty damn good. More targets for Nadir, so there's Garura, there's Elder Entity Tis, draw 1, pop 1, like very straightforward targets. Branded package, we were playing the 3. You really only need these 2, but I thought this would be good for like late game if they like banished DM and Dread Eyes or something, or like you've banished them even. Like I thought, oh, you could fuse into it and attack with this and attack with Dragoon. That could be really damn good, but yeah, I don't know. It just didn't come up really. And yeah, I don't even think I got to Branded Fusion. I got negated every time I went for it, so yeah. Well, big F. Big F to those boys. But that engine obviously can make Dragoon, so it's good. Where's the rest of the extra deck? Oh yeah, so 1 Artemis. Because linking away Rod is still, or Souls is still important if you're trying to go into your Dogmatica plays. I wish this card did something. Give DM a Link 1, because we literally play a Link 1 that does nothing. So imagine if we had a Link 1 that did something. Konami, take notes. Oh, sorry, just bumped the whole stand. Oh, we've got Dark the Dark Charmer, because you can climb into Selene and you can climb into Access Code. And well, this is kind of stupid. What more is there to say? Combo's fucking good. So yeah, we're going to play that package. And the very last card we're going to play is the Chaos Angel. And Chaos Angel's cool because Chaos Angel can be made off just Rod and Souls. You can do a little combo with Rod and Souls to banish a card with Circle, and then go into this and banish another card. And it's also just 3,500 attack, which is huge. And you kind of love to make it. None of these... Actually, sorry, I used the Access Code engine today. Didn't use this or this. And, man, I mean, I could summarize all the extra I didn't use today. I did use everything up here. 2 Dragoons. 2 Dragoons got used. The third one kind of can go down here. I didn't use any of my branded package today, and I did use the Winder stuff. So, I mean, that's pretty good use of the extra deck, I want to say. Well, I used a majority of it. Whoops, everything's just falling apart now. So, yeah, I used a majority of the extra deck. I used every Winder target today. Oh, actually, I didn't use Garura. I lie. I only used Elder Entity Natis, but, like, I mean... It's still good to have because it's generic draw 1 if your opponent's got nothing on field or you're going first and you sided out Schism package, which I do if I'm playing second most of the time. But yeah, I don't think you can cut Artemis, even though I didn't make it today. You can definitely cut the third Dragoon. You can probably cut this if you've got a better, more generic card. Maybe even IP masquerading into SP is probably better. The branded cards, like, we can't cut these two. You have to play these. So I'm just gonna, like, I'd probably move these up, but I didn't play them today. But obviously, if you resolve Branded Fusion, you'd be going into this, and then either this or this into this. I feel like a lot of the time I'm just going to do Lubellion into Dragoon, but I got Mirror Jade in there just in case. Because, you know, I don't know, some matchups Mirror Jade's good. And this is ironically the best send-off Mirror Jade, so I'm also playing it kind of for that reason. And it gets you another Branded Fusion, so I was like, kind of got to play it. Garura, I feel like you got to play it if you're playing Nadir. It's just too good. Even though I put it back down here. I didn't make it today. But anyway, I hope that gives some insight into the extra deck. I do think I wasted some slots, at least that one and maybe this Chaos Angel. But yeah, I would say probably all the other extra deck slots you kind of have to play, barring Albion. That's probably another one you don't have to play. So there's probably 3 extra deck spots that are flex picks there. So if you've got a better suggestion, drop it down in the comments. But yeah, this is what I played tonight. And I went 2-1. I didn't get third place like I did last locals. If you saw my last Dark Magician / Dragoon profile, I got third, and I also went 2-1 that night, but, you know, the pairings tonight just didn't like me as much, I guess. So, yeah, it's hard to tell which one's the Starlight and which one's the QCR, honestly. They look the frickin' same. The text is gold and silver mainly, and obviously this one has the icon there, but yeah, it's not that different. I honestly think QCRs look better, but what do you guys think about that as well? Because, I don't know, Konami rarities are kind of dumb. Anyway, that's the end of my profile and me read. Oh, the side deck. Shit. Alright, I guess I can show you the side deck for those who stick around and are goated. I don't think there's anything even worth explaining in there, but, well, let's go through it, Yugi boy. Win in time with this card. It's searchable by Rod. You can put it face down on the field and send it with Magician Souls. Gain 1,000. Win in time. Very funny. Duster. It's Duster. Cosmic Cyclone. It's Cosmic Cyclone. Some of these will just not need an explanation or introduction. Evenly matched. Apologies. Evenly matched. Like, you just, yep, win going second. Lol. Similar meme, but not quite as good as evenly matched. But good into decks that don't link. You just do Swords of Concealing Light, and then you can still ref and kind of pop 2, swing for game. It's very funny. I probably should not be playing this and be playing Droplet instead or Dark Ruler, but anyway, here we are, still playing memes. 2 skill drain, should be 3, but I still don't earn a third for some fucking reason. Terraforming and double village and the 1 prohibition. Yep, the 1 prohibition. The whole idea was I was just going to call, like, example, Snake Eyes Ash, or I could have called literal Ash Blossom if I just wanted to ref to resolve. So it's kind of like called by, but also going first, you could just declare, like, a key part of someone's deck, like Inversing Invoke, and you call Alistair, like, you just fucking win, right? So that's kind of the idea here. Prohibition, call, what's the new Fiendsmith Vanisher or whatever his name is? I don't know if that's his name, so I probably should check the name before I use Prohibition and call it. But, yeah, just saying this against Fiendsmith stuff or meta stuff in general can be quite funny. If a deck has a titular card that they need to get to, man, you just be like, hey, you can't use that card, buddy. And also what's dope about this copy of Prohibition is it still says it's a magic card, so that's really freaking epic. But it's a bit of a meme in the extra deck, but hey, it's still here, so I'll put it. I think I cited it in along with Village, but I never saw them together, so big F. I did see Village against Snake Eyes, and let me tell you how bad that is, because while the Dire Bellstar engine is, you know, playable, that's me saying sinful spoils should go to fucking 0. While Wanted gets you, and, you know, Dire Bellstar Hard Open gets you a spellcaster for this, it fucking sucks, unfortunately, because the best deck in the game has access to a spellcaster. We also have Hater, the Link 2, Fire, Charmer, so Village kind of fucking just sucks in general nowadays, unless your opponent is a complete muppet and isn't playing Dark or Liner or any of the Light Charmers, which I think if you're playing a deck, you should probably have one of them in there, in my opinion, but maybe that's just me. Anyway, that was the side of the absolute abomination. It's a fucking abominable side, I'll tell you that. Definitely could use a lot of work in the side, so drop some suggestions down in the comments for the side. It's probably the bit I worked the least on. because I just don't care, to be honest. I just want the main to be good and the extra to be good, and then I kind of just give up when it gets to the side. It's also just like a locals thing, really, unless you're going to a big tournament. You kind of can just play what you think will beat your locals, and quite frankly, Prohibition's disgusting because you kind of know what everyone's playing at locals. So, but at least I'm not main decking it. It's in the side, so in theory, like I've seen their deck, it's not too scummy. But anyway, that's it for the LOZA Dark Magician slash, let's just call it what it really is, Dragoon Turbo deck. And yeah, apologies to all the DM casuals, the DM purists, just any DM player who hates that this is the best way to play DM, because like unfortunately it's just true. And if you think it's not true, feel free to at me, feel free to drop your results, kings, because 2-1 at locals twice with this bad boy. I mean, the lists have changed a lot, but still, I won against some pretty cool decks last time and tonight, so you gotta love to see it. I did only win against Snake Eyes Fiendsmith because time was called, but still, we take those. We take those all the way to the bank. But anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments. Catch you next time, and do the like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And yeah, I hope to see you all again soon for some more Dark Magician Dragoon action. All right, laters, guys. Peace.